What's up, y'all? Bryson Price here. On this channel, I'm just documenting my journey on a path to health and fitness, leveling up my physique in the gym, and expressing my creativity. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe. Today, I just wanted to share my journey from start to where I am now on how I started weightlifting. So I grew up playing soccer. You can see my sweatshirt. I played at Hebron, played soccer. Running has always come easy to me. Running miles and things like that has always been really easy. And for a while, that's all I did for exercise. I just, I would, after work, I would just go run. And in college, I lifted a little bit of weights, but I never had like an actual program. I just kind of went to the gym, I played soccer and just lifted, I did bench press and leg extensions. And so not a very good program. But after I got married, about 2 years into that, I started noticing I had a little bit of a gut and I couldn't eat whatever I wanted to anymore without gaining weight. And I was just really no muscle, skinny fat in a way. And so it wasn't really bad. It was just weird to me that I always could eat whatever I wanted to. And then all of a sudden, it's like my metabolism started slowing down. And I was 30 at that time, so I guess that's normal for your metabolism to slow down as you age. But started weightlifting when I was 30 because I noticed it. I started noticing I was getting skinny fat. So that was probably the first time I had a strict weightlifting program where I was really trying to go on YouTube and search people like Jeff Nippert and Athlean X and getting workout tips. But before that, it was just kind of I would just exercise and lift weights, no real exercise program, not trying to apply progressive overload, not trying to hit a certain amount of sets per week. Not really being mindful of how close I am training to failure and things like that, not really tracking my sets and my reps. So as I started weightlifting when I was 30, I started slowly implementing those things. But I made a lot of progress my first year, with the newbie gains, but I started having a lot of pain. My shoulders would get impingement. I had this spot on the other side here, on the left side of my low back, that would always hurt, probably because I didn't have the hip mobility to do certain things I was trying to do. Like I said, shoulder impingement, probably because I didn't have the shoulder mobility to do the things I wanted to do. So I started researching why I was having these problems, and I feel like whenever I started making progress in the gym, I would have to take one step back and try to fix some of the issues I was having. So that went on for years until where I'm at now, where I prioritize mobility at the beginning of every workout. And I feel like it's really helping. I don't really have a lot of the same issues that I was having. I have some issues. If I do manual labor, I find that I start to have some kind of aches, but it's nothing like what it used to be. And I think mobility is an ongoing thing that you have to prioritize because it just gives you longevity in the gym. So that's why I always start off my workouts with prioritizing mobility. And so we're gonna get into it today. I'm gonna get into some mobility first, of course. And then today is Tuesday. The last time I filmed was Tuesday again. So I'm probably just try to showcase a different part of my workout than I did last time, just to keep it interesting. But I'll be hitting, I'll probably hit overhead press, rear delts. I'm gonna get in some Bulgarian split squats. I'll probably throw in abs at the end, and then I'll do calves. I'll do some body weight calves and some weighted calves. And then I feel like I'm forgetting one exercise. I can't remember what it is. I'll probably throw in some push-ups. I was throwing in one set of dips, but I've been having this strain in my chest for really almost a year now. And when I do dips, it makes it worse. But I don't think it's from doing dips. I think it's actually a year ago, I was sick every other week. My kids were getting sick. I feel like the sickness was really bad last year. On top of that, my immune system I don't think was as good as it is now. I still have some work to do there with my gut issues, which I'm still gonna make a video on that. But my immune system, I feel like it's a little stronger this year. But last year I was getting sick like every week and every other week, and I was just coughing a lot, blowing my nose, and then my kids were getting sick. So we suction their noses with this little nose Frida thing, and it's like a little, I don't know how to explain it. You could Google nose Frida, but you basically use this tube to suck the snot out of their nose. And when I do that, I feel like it aggravates this part of my chest here, along with the coughing and the sneezing and the blowing the nose, you know. That's when the strain started about a year ago, and it's just kind of lingered. It's gotten a little bit better, but I noticed that a couple weeks ago when I did dips that it kind of made it come out again. But also I was sick a couple weeks ago, and my kids have been sick, so I've been using that nose Frida on their nose to get the snot out. So all those things combined. So all that to say, I'm gonna skip the dips. I may do some body weight push-ups and just see how that makes it feel. And then I don't know if I said leg extensions. I think I'll do some leg extensions. Yeah, I'm just really tired this morning. The baby kept waking up. He had a fever all day yesterday, still has one today. My middle daughter woke up right before the time that I usually wake up, so I got way less sleep than what I'm used to. And just being up all night and then waking up super early. I filmed a little video, I'll show it to you right here. Just woke up, 5:30 in the morning. Baby was up last night, he's sick. My other middle daughter got up multiple times, super tired. Sometimes when you wake up so early after not getting good sleep, you just wonder how you're gonna function the rest of the day, but I'm sure my energy will kick in later. Just about to eat some breakfast, get ready, get my daughter ready for school, and hopefully I get a burst of energy for my workout this morning. I'm just exhausted. I don't really feel like working out, but I'm gonna get into this mobility, do some of my breath work, and get into the workout, and I'm sure that the energy will kick in the middle somewhere, and I'll be able to get through it. Haven't had any caffeine this morning, no coffee. Been trying to cut back on my coffee. Not that I don't think I was drinking too much, but I know caffeine is not good for anxiety, so I've been trying to cut that back a little bit. For a while when I was doing carnivore diet, I completely cut it out, but I've been adding it back in slowly, but just not doing as much, like not doing every day. If I drink it, it's in the morning. So, but haven't had any today, and I'm probably not gonna drink any today, just hoping that I can get this blood pumping and tap into this energy. This will be a really good video to throw on while you're doing cardio or some kind of task like doing the dishes, or you could even follow along with me because I've included most of the full sets in these exercises. This exercise is to open up the rib cage, open up the lats and the outer part of the trunk. What I'm trying to do here is to breathe through 5 breaths. Inhale through the nose silently, and then exhale through the mouth. I don't think I quite got 5 seconds. This one's really hard for me to take a really big breath in just because my body's twisted, but on all of these mobility exercises, try to get a very silent inhale. You shouldn't even be able to hear it. And then a noisy exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. 5 seconds in through the nose, 5 seconds out through the mouth. This exercise is also to open up the lats, not as much the rib cage as the previous one, but it still does that to some extent. What I like to do here is to grab a pole and to just let my opposite arm hang down. And then once I'm in a stable position, then you can start breathing through it. So just like the last one, 5 seconds inhale silently, 5 seconds exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. Shoulder internal rotation is really important for everything really, but I mean especially when you're doing like a bench press or something like that. If you don't have the internal rotation when you're in the fully eccentric stretched position, then that puts a lot of stress on your shoulders. Your shoulders are having to compensate for that lack of internal rotation. So what I'm doing here, I just like to check my range of motion, see if it's on point. If it's not on point, then I'll do a couple more exercises to open that up. Before I get started lifting, I like to work up to the weight that I'm gonna be doing for that set. I'm gonna warm up, do a couple reps with just the bar. Then I'm gonna put 5 pounds on each side, do a couple reps like that. Take off the 5, put 10s on each side, do a couple reps like that. And then my working weight is a 10 plus a 5 on each side. But before I do that, I'm gonna hit a couple pull-ups just to get my back warmed up, because your back is super important for stabilizing your shoulders. So that's just how I like to warm up. And before I did that, I did a couple delt raises, did some external rotation, and then of course did mobility, shoulder and hip mobility beforehand. I like to warm up, I like to do hip mobility even if I'm not really doing much legs that day, just because it makes me feel good for the day. But each time I work out, I do a little bit of legs because I don't have a leg day. I'm just doing 4 days a week. And I'll do a little bit of legs because I want to prioritize upper body, so I don't really care about lower body as much. I still want to get stronger, but it's not as crucial for me. So I just sprinkle in legs every day I work out a little bit and I don't have a leg day. Just finished 2 sets on the overhead press using, I guess it's 45, 55, 65, 75 pounds. I did 9 reps on the first set, 8 reps on the second set, hoping to get 7 on the last set. So about to do that now. Ended up getting that 7, but the form definitely broke down towards the end. I don't think it was bad form, but I was definitely just trying to get the weight up, and couldn't really feel the muscle squeezing. Next up is rear delt flies. I do these when I don't have access to the reverse fly pec deck machine. They don't have one at this facility, so I just go for these or face pulls. I've been going low carb lately just to try to heal some of the bacterial overgrowth that I suspect I have in my stomach, and it's definitely affecting the workouts. But it is encouraging to see when I look at my numbers and my reps and my sets and the weight I'm pushing from a year ago, when I feel like when I looked my best, I'm hitting the same numbers that I was hitting, the same sets and reps. So I don't think I lost muscle, but I definitely have gained a little bit of fat. Last year, like I was talking about at the beginning of the video, how I kept getting sick over and over again. It was really hard to lock in my diet when I was sick. So I ended up gaining a little bit of fat during that time, and I haven't been on a cut since then. So yeah, like some of that definitely stayed. So I'm not as lean as I used to be. But the good news is I'm pretty sure I've maintained the muscle that I had, so that's good news. But I really want to get into a bulk. I just don't think my gut can handle it right now, but that's the next step. Once I get all this stuff cleared up, head into a bulk, gain hopefully about 5 to 10 pounds, go into another cut, you know, so that's the goal. I used to do Bulgarian split squats on like a workout bench with my foot on top, just like you see everybody else doing it. But I always felt like that made me really unstable, and I wasn't able to really push the ground from a really stable position. And that top leg always made me feel kind of off balance. So now I just take an aerobics block or whatever this is, and take 2 of these and put them underneath. And most gyms have this, so I'm able to get this at Fitness Connection or use it here when I'm doing my Bulgarian split squats. But I just kind of put that underneath, and I find that this raises my leg just enough, and I feel a little bit more stable, able to generate more force when I do this, and be able to really sense my foot into the ground like I should when I'm doing it. So that's how I like to do Bulgarian split squats. Got 53-pound kettlebells here. I started doing it with kettlebells a while back because I like it the way it feels better versus dumbbells. Just the way the weight hangs, I guess. If you've never tried it with a kettlebell, I suggest you try it out. But I'm gonna go for 9, hoping to get 10. I think that's optimistic, but hoping to get at least 9 on these. So let's give it a shot. I'm surprised I was able to get 9 on that. I've been eating a little bit less every day because I overate on the weekend, so been trying to cut it back a little bit. So surprised I'm able to get 9 reps, because last time I did this I only got 8. But yeah, strength is improving, I guess, somehow. But I'll take it. About to hit the left leg now. One more. First set of those complete, about to hit a second set. Those suck. Those always take it out of me. I'm super winded after I do those. Just a couple tips. I like to make sure I sense the whole foot pushing into the ground evenly, like the pad of the big toe, pad of the pinky, and the heel. Try to make sure I'm sensing that into the ground when I push, and making sure I'm pushing from a stable surface and that my foot is not rocking back and forth as I'm pushing into the ground. Because when your foot's rocking back and forth, it's kind of like your body's compensating and using a different part of your body, I guess relying on a certain part of your body to propel yourself up. So when you're doing it, just make sure the foot is stable on the ground. It's not rocking back and forth. You feel all aspects of your foot into the ground, and you're not shifting your weight onto one side or the other when you're pushing yourself up. So that's what I found to be helpful. Only 7 reps on that one. That's pretty typical for me when I really push it on that first set, to only be able to get 2 reps less than I did on the first set. I noticed I was talking about my feet a lot and I didn't really have a close-up of my foot. So I'm gonna really zoom in on my foot to try to give you an example of how I try to keep my foot stable when I'm doing these. Last one. Let me tell you something funny about these shoes here. These shoes, I bought on eBay. I bought them used almost 2 years ago. I was looking for a pair of shoes, a pair of like Converse that looked pretty cool, you know, that I could take to Brazil with me. The dirt there is red, so the shoes get really dirty. I was just looking for something cheap that I could mess up, feel comfortable wearing, but also looks kind of fresh at the same time. So I went on eBay and I just was browsing and I saw that these shoes were $25. And I was like, man, that's a steal. I love the stars on the tongue. I know that's like a small detail, but the color kind of threw me off at first, like the brown, but I was just like, just looking for something cheap. So I was like, whatever, you know, and I don't care if it's used. I could just put it out in the sun if it smells, you know, and that's what I did. I just put it out in the sun when it came by, and I've been wearing them ever since. They're really comfortable and I don't have to worry about messing them up. One thing about the legs in my current program is that I'm really only doing 2 sets of Bulgarian split squats twice a week. The research shows to grow any muscle, you want to hit it at least twice per week. But I'm not really trying to grow my legs right now. I'm not really trying to grow anything. I'm in maintenance mode. So yeah, I mean, I'm just doing 2 sets of legs. I would love to grow my upper body in this maintenance period, even though that's kind of like it's kind of too optimistic. I don't think that will happen, but I'm still keeping the 3 sets on most upper body, but really only doing 2 sets of like Bulgarian split squats, 2 sets of quad extensions, my hamstring stuff when I do those twice a week too. and I'm only doing 2 sets of that. These Kaiser machines are air pressure based. You don't put weights on them, it's just based on air pressure. So the left side will decrease the weight, the right side will increase the weight. So I'm bumping it up to 75 pounds here. And the cool thing about these machines is that the legs move individually. So it's not just one pad on both of your legs. You know, you're working each leg, I guess, equally, and one leg can't take over versus the other leg. So let's get into it here. I'm shooting for 12. One tip for the leg extensions is I try to, when I fully extend those knees, I try to get them fully extended and then own that top part of the range of motion, because that's like really the hardest part, is when your knee is fully extended. So I really try to own it, not really pausing for any amount of time, but just making sure that my muscles, I can feel them squeezing, that I'm actively trying to squeeze my quads and actively trying to extend my knee all the way at the top of the motion there, and not just kicking it, you know, not just going for reps, but really trying to own the range of motion. And I think that can really be applied to any exercise you choose to do in the gym. So on this second set, just kind of watch how I'm, you know, doing a 2 to 3 second eccentric, which is when you kind of let the weight go is the eccentric. The concentric is when you're squeezing the muscle. I'm really trying to own that concentric and then control the eccentric. So I'm gonna try to get 11. I don't know if I'll be able to get that, but at the very least, I'm gonna try to get 10. I was like 9.5. The last rep wasn't like a full extension, but I'm gonna write it down as 9. I'm not gonna cheat myself. That wasn't 10, that wasn't a full rep. So what I'm shooting for with that exercise is to get that big stretch on the abs. By bending back on the ball, it allows you to put those abs in a big stretch. And when you're lowering yourself down, you wanna make sure that you're not just relying on your back ligaments or your back to, you know, you're not supposed to hang on your back to get yourself down. You're supposed to try to feel your abs stretch. It should feel like you should be putting all that tension on your abs, all that stretch tension on your abs to stretch backwards and not relying on any other part of your body. Another thing I like to do is, I didn't do it in the first set, but I'm gonna do it in the second set. Put a foam roller in between the knees and do a gentle squeeze, and it just helps tie in the whole circuit, pelvic floor, lower abs, everything. And as I'm coming up, I like to very gently squeeze my glutes as I'm squeezing my adductors and getting my abs in there at the same time. I find that helps just connect everything. Because we don't just want to grow our muscles. We want our bodies to function well also. I mean, I'm all about the aesthetics, but I also want to be able to, if I see somebody playing soccer in the park, I want to be able to just jump up and go. I want to be able to climb stuff. I just want to have overall well-being and fitness, and not just be, just muscles and doesn't have any function. I do want the physique, but I also want my overall wellness to be healthy as well, so that's why I do these kind of nuances, tie in certain things to get my whole body functioning like it. Last exercise of the workout, I'm gonna try to do push-ups to failure. It's been a really long time since I've done this, but it's really good to finish off a workout going to failure on some body weight exercise, or just like light weights where you're doing high reps. So I'm gonna try to get a really good blood flow to the area, a really good pump, and that's how I'm gonna finish it out. I don't know how many I'm gonna be able to do. I'm gonna shoot for 20. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna do these in a way to where I'm really trying to focus on squeezing the muscles and not just trying to bang out half range of motion push-ups. I'm going to do the full motion, the full range of motion, and really try to squeeze my muscles. So let's see what I'm able to do here. Ugh. 20. Workout complete. I feel like I have a little bit more energy now. Now that I hit the workout, got the blood pumping and all that. Yeah, but all in all, it's been a journey for me on this weightlifting stuff. Just all the setbacks I've encountered. Starting off having pain, having to take a step back, figure out why I'm having pain, and move on from there. It's been a lot slower than I'd like. And then the most recent setback is like the gut issues. I want to go into a bulk to get bigger, but I can't because I don't think my stomach could handle it. So I'm having to heal my overall body first and improve my overall wellness before I take a step forward and continue with my physique goals. So right now I'm just in a maintenance period, but I can't get down about that. I just have to take it one step at a time and realize that whatever journey we're on, we're going to encounter hurdles, and we just have to make the most of it and try to learn from those things. And the benefit of it is that because of all the things I've struggled with and all the troubles I've encountered, is that I can help other people out there who are facing the same things, whether it be gut issues or mobility issues or pain. I'm a physical therapist, so I went to school to help people get out of pain. And yeah, so I mean, it's just all the things I've encountered and experienced myself, I can help other people who are in those same situations. So it's not all bad. It's just I'm not progressing as fast as I would like to, but it is what it is. So that's it. That's all I got for today, and I will see y'all in the next one.